The ultimate betrayal. How my best friend of 15 years, who claimed to be like a brother to me, secretly tried to pursue my sister while engaged to his girlfriend, lied about his infidelity, manipulated those around him, and then completely cut me off to protect his own dark secrets and continue his. I 26M had been best friends with 27M for 15 years. We were incredibly close and considered each other family. We talked daily, gamed together, and went to numerous heavy metal concerts. He always spoke about how much I meant to him, claiming I was like a brother and that we were family important for later. He's been with his fiancée 27F for 8 years, and they've been engaged for almost 3. Their wedding is in 6 months, and I was supposed to be the best man. Up until about a week ago, he was my closest friend. We had been through thick and thin together, with no other friends outside of our bond. We spent most of our free time together, except one with our partners. He had witnessed some of the toughest moments in my life and stood by me. In the last week of our friendship, he started coming over to my sister's house where I live almost daily, far more than usual. Typically, we'd go for a drive or hang out somewhere else, and he wouldn't stay at my sister's place for long. I had a gut feeling something was off but assumed he was trying to support me through a rough patch. We recently attended Slipknot Snotfest, my sister, my best friend, and me, and he stayed over to make travel easier. That night, he and I even had a heartfelt moment, crying and hugging after I shared some personal struggles. 4 days later, my sister broke down and confessed something shocking. She was reluctant but finally told me that my best friend had been acting inappropriately toward her for about a month. He sent NSFW memes under the guise of funny or edgy jokes. His hugs became longer and more intimate instead of the usual friendly goodbyes. He poked and got oddly physical with her. He admitted he used to be attracted to her and even asked if she ever wondered what it would have been like if they had gotten together. He stayed behind at the house when I left for appointments or other errands. All of this made my sister extremely uncomfortable. She didn't want to cause a rift between my friend and me, so she kept quiet. But there was more. He also sent indirect playful videos and other disgusting behavior. Eventually, she and my friend met up at a train station, where they agreed to stop whatever had been happening, even though he had been the one to initiate it. During this meetup, my friend randomly confessed that he was bisexual and had slept with a trans woman, 7 escorts, and had gotten happy endings at massage parlors. He also admitted to using adult chat rooms and secret messaging apps like Kickall within the past year while engaged. My sister didn't even ask, he just blurted it all out. For a week, she kept this from me while he continued coming over, acting like everything was normal. A day after she told me, he showed up unannounced. I played it cool, wanting to see if he could keep his mask on. I asked him to sign a document for an unrelated legal matter, and he declined, saying he had to pick out flowers for his wedding. Yep, I was planning to confront him, but my sister beat me to it, sending him a furious message about his actions. Within 20 minutes, he messaged me, saying he had to delay our gaming session because of a big issue with his fiancée. I knew it was about my sister. An hour later, he asked to meet at a park. It was 11 p.m., but I agreed. When I arrived, he was barefoot, crying, and his fiancée was sitting in her car a few spaces away. I asked him what was going on, waiting to see what he'd admit to. He broke down, saying he had betrayed both me and his fiancée, begging me to hit him. I didn't. He confessed to flirting and emotionally cheating with my sister and admitted to seeing an escort. Hearing it from him hit hard. I walked away to compose myself before returning. His fiancée then approached me and, instead of acknowledging the situation, simply asked, "When you're done with him, can you drop him off home?" Nothing about me, my sister, or what had happened. Just that. I sat in my car while they talked for 40 minutes. When he got in, I asked about everything. I told him my sister had already told me everything except the trans woman part, since he claimed to be straight, and I didn't want to out him. He confirmed that he had slept with at least 7 escorts, used chat rooms, and had been unfaithful in multiple ways. I still cared about him, so I set my anger aside and told him he needed to be honest with his fiancée. He agreed and swore on his dead uncle's grave that he would choose me over her, knowing he had put himself in an impossible situation. Hours passed, and he decided to leave his fiancée. I told him I'd support him through it. He refused my offer to drive him home and instead walked off barefoot in the direction of his fiancée's house. The next day, I expected an update. Nothing. Later that afternoon, his fiancée posted, "Said yes to the dress," as if nothing had happened. I called him, confused. He played the victim, saying he told her everything and she was willing to stay with him. He then said he couldn't and wouldn't choose between me and his fiancée. I hung up, devastated. How could anyone stay with someone who cheated over 7 times? I sent him a long message about his betrayal, how he hurt me, and how much our friendship meant. No response. The next day, I called and FaceTimed, ignored. I drove to his house and saw his car in the driveway. I messaged his fiancée, asking if he was avoiding me. She blocked me. That was the last straw. Out of hurt, I blocked him. He then changed his number and blocked me on everything. A week later, I went to his house for closure, but his fiancée answered and slammed the door in my face. Another week passed, and I sent an email and messaged him on anything he hadn't blocked me on, telling him I still loved him like a brother and didn't understand why he cut me off. He then blocked me on those, too. Now, they're still going ahead with the wedding, despite everything, which I doubt she truly knows all of. How am I the one getting blocked and thrown away here? Am I overreacting? I feel completely gaslit. 15 years for what? Insane. I won't reach out again, not like I even can. I just wanted to salvage our friendship, but it's clear now that he's spineless. What are your thoughts? Expert opinion 1. This could have gone disastrous. This man had too much access to your family, and if your sister wasn't as strong, she may have been his next victim. 2. Don't let another man get so close to your family, including your GFY or immediate family. They should have no alone time. Your adult sister can do what she wants, but just in general. 3. You did way too much pleading. He betrayed you and was actually the smart one in cutting ties, cause you would be sitting here trying to work it out still. 4. He didn't tell his fiancée anything, so maybe your sister can send her a message. But no shot he told her anything. 5. Move on. I know it hurts, but you've been around a guy who's not a good person. I'm sure there were signs you ignored, but it's time to move forward. Be glad he didn't screw up your life in the meanwhile. Just because you grew up together doesn't mean you are compatible.